Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Caitlin from Caitlin Plans, and today is an exciting plan with me because I'm doing a collab with Elizabeth of EJ Joyful Plans. I'll leave her information down in the description of this video and a link to her video as well because you're not going to want to miss it. So we came together and picked a theme for this week, and the theme is like movies or like going to the movies. The hashtag we came up with is hashtag planners at the movies. So if you make a movie themed spread for this week or even next week, make sure you use that hashtag so we can see what you made, because I certainly want to see like how creative you get with this. So we're both going to be doing movie themed spreads this week, and I have a lot of supplies picked out to try to get this on the pages. This is my catch-all for the week of January 24th through 30th. The theme has no relevance to like this particular week. We just wanted to do a collab in January, so I'm going to show you what I have like supplies-wise. I'm sure from the title of this video you already guessed what movie I'm doing, but I'll leave it a little secret until I get to like the actual sticker sheet that I picked out for that. So I have two different scrapbook papers. This one's more of like a buffalo plaid, and then this one's like a pink plaid. I really haven't decided like which route I want to go with these and like what combination I want to do. I have 3 different packs of letter stickers. They were on sale at Joann's for like 40% off, and then I had like a 20 off a sale. So I got 3 of them. We have black outlined in gold. We have pink, which I figured would go with like the black one, and then black with the pink maybe. And then I have this gold glitter one from Sticko, and this could go with either of them, although it's a little bit big, so I'm not really sure about that yet. I have some black and white florals that are supposed to be colored in, but I just kind of wanted outline florals. I have 3 rolls of plaid washi tape that I haven't decided which one of those I want yet. And you're probably wondering what all of this has in common, or if you saw the title of the video, again, you probably understand what I'm going for. But I have this sheet here from Alicia Michelle that is Clueless themed. So I want to do like a Clueless themed catch-all spread this week. I love this movie. I even own it on VCR. I don't own a VCR, but I own this movie on VCR. So, I am a fan of this movie. But I was kind of thinking like pink and plaid, add in some florals for some visual interest, do some clusters. I do have a lot going on this week because school has started up again, so I'm like trying to brainstorm ways to like not make it too busy, but we'll get into that when the video starts. I'm going to start just like picking out the decorative stuff. So the letters, the purpose of the letters, I'm going to try to spell UGG as if somewhere on the spread. I think this is going to be a little too big. And I'm not sure that the color of this pink is the right color for those. So I was kind of thinking I would do like the black and white ones together. I mean, the pink plaid is cute, but it's like she's wearing yellow plaid. So I don't know if that's going to be exactly what I want. Although I don't want it to be like completely black and white, you know? I'll leave my washi tape decision until we get into this video a little bit further, but I'm thinking just kind of like this. Maybe I'll find some other pink stickers to bring in, but that doesn't have to be a decision I make right now. I just want to get this off of the discs and get started with the planning. I was thinking I was going to do the plaid along the bottom of the pages. I don't want it to take up too much space, and I feel like I've used washi tape in the same way in several spreads recently. So I'm going to mix it up and kind of cut it into stripes. I don't know how well this idea is going to work, but I want the stripes to be consistent. So I'm going to start by cutting off this little like extra bit so that I just have whole boxes to play around with. And I was thinking like maybe just like a single stripe through the bottom row of boxes. Not necessarily filling up that bottom row of boxes like I did with the spread where I did postage stamps. I wish I had done that spread a little bit differently. It didn't turn out how I wanted it, and I felt bad because it was stickers that I had hoarded for a while and scrapbook paper that I really liked. But I feel a little more confident saying that now that I've found that scrapbook paper again and purchased like 2 more sheets of it, so I can have a do-over at some point. But trying to mix it up, trying not to let it get too busy because it's certainly going to be a busy week. My spread from last week, the one with the Whimsy Luxe school supplies, has gotten like overwhelmingly written in. So I'm trying not to go as heavy on the decoration as I did with that one. And on that one I only used like 1 row of the planner for the decoration, so can't even spare that much, I guess. I want the plaid to match up, so I'm gonna cut this row with like the white boxes off as well. So that way when I kind of put the two pieces together, it looks continuous rather than like two different sections of the scrapbook paper. I don't know what I'm going to use these little strips for. I'll probably just toss them. Like, there's no reason for me to keep that. How many boxes did I cut? 5 wide. So I'm going to do that again over on the full sheet of scrapbook paper. I do have my Tombow Mono Dots adhesive that I'll use to just kind of affix this to the pages. I managed to find a glue pen at Joann's the other day, which was very exciting. So now I can kind of tape all those loose stickers in place when they start to peel up on me. I had such a hard time finding one at Michael's. My Michael's has like a very limited supply of adhesives for some reason. I don't know if that's like a unique experience or if like all Michael's are just really bad at carrying adhesives. I even went to find some of these Tombow refills, which I felt like are a pretty basic piece of craft supplies. But they only carried like their brand of the Tombow adhesives. And I didn't know if they were going to be compatible with the like shell of the Tombow that I already own. So I decided just to wait until I got to Joann's. Growing up, Michael's was my preferred craft store, but as I've gotten older, I'm starting to realize the value in Joann's. And they surprisingly have much better coupons than Michael's these days. I remember when you used to be able to get like a consistent 40% off at Michael's. And now it's like you earn reward dollars, which I don't think that equals out to like 40% over time. I think they did away with the coupons, and maybe that's one reason I don't shop from them as much. I used to like love going in every week to pick something out with my 40% off coupon, but I don't do that as much anymore. But Joann's, on the other hand, you can get like consistently good coupons, and then their regular prices are pretty good as well. Oh, I messed that up. Well, there's not a really good way to fix that. I kind of double punched in the same spot. I could use some label paper on top of it and then repunch it that way, maybe? So I have some Avery True Block label paper here. I'm just going to take like a tiny little square of it just so I can cover up what I mispunched. I don't want it to turn weird on the discs. That's why I'm like attempting to fix this. Gonna just cover that up. Okay, it's a little bit visible, but I think it'll help keep things secure. So we're gonna try again one more time with this crocodile punch. And I'm really trying to make sure that things are centered. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'll let it slide. And my thought is kind of like doing the letters kind of layered on top of this plaid section. And if I'm doing that, maybe I want to do the pink ones. First, I'm going to apply this other strip of the scrapbook paper just to really finish up this step before I move on and get too ahead of myself. And that turned out to be like perfect timing because I just ran out of my Tombow adhesive. So I think, yep, that worked out great. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the excess here. This scrapbook paper is from Joann's as well. I like their scrapbook paper supply a little bit better than what Michael's has. I think they just have more at the particular Joann's I go to, and I'm sure there's some variation amongst like various Joann's. If one craft store has like the widest variety of scrapbook paper, I think it would probably have to be Hobby Lobby. Although I haven't shopped at a Hobby Lobby in a very long time, so I don't know that for sure. But I think Joann's does a good job with like the stock that they have. Michael's has better like the pads of scrapbook paper, but if you're looking for like open stock scrapbook paper, I think I would have to say probably Michael's on that, or sorry. Pads of scrapbook paper go to Michael's, single ply scrapbook paper go to Joann's. That's how I think it through. Although I'm sure all of you have your own well-formed opinions on craft supplies that are different than mine. So this is what we've got scrapbook paper-wise. I'm looking at the 2 sets of letters and I'm thinking the pink are probably going to have to be it. The thing that these lack that this set does have, though, is punctuation. So I was like, maybe I could use these because it has like commas and exclamation points, and then I'd be able to like put the comma where it belongs and have an exclamation point, but I just think they're going to be too big. I mean, the glitter would be fine if I just spelled like as if, but I really want that like ugh in front of it. And I do know that there is a sticker on the Clueless sticker sheet that already has this spelled out, and I don't know if I'm going to use it again if I'm spelling it out with my own like giant letters, but I thought this was like a fun decorative touch to get kind of creative with it. And what better time than like a planner challenge to get like really creative with your planner spread. So we're going to start with you, and I'm going to start in the sidebar, and I'm going to try to put spaces between the different words if space allows. I don't have like a good guide of where they should like all be starting. I'm trying to get them kind of aligned with this stripe on the plaid. And if I got the plaid on the pages evenly, then I shouldn't have too much of a problem. But that's me saying this preemptively, and I have no idea how that's going to work out in application. So I'm going to put them a little closer together so I will have that like nice spacing between words. Okay, we got ugh. And I'm thinking there would have been enough room on this one to do as if. So I'm going to leave that there for the time being, and if I need to like center it in, I can do that. But I know as if is going to fit on one side of this spread. As for an exclamation point, I'm thinking that I can just cut apart an I if I really want to. Like, I could do a little sticker surgery to make it work. So my favorite genre of movies probably has to be like chick flicks from the 90s and early 2000s. My favorite all-time movie would have to be The Princess Diaries. That is like a movie that I grew up on, and I can like quote from heart, and I watch it every year on my birthday. But this is another one that has like definite quotability in my head. So we're gonna start with the if over here, grabbing an extra one of these eyes to make an exclamation point in a second. I feel like I'm flipping through so many pages. Okay, so we have an F, and that one's just gonna go right here. Okay, and then what I'm thinking for this one is it's not gonna be too hard to just kind of cut off a square at the bottom. But then to make sure that it aligns with the other letters, I will need to cut out like a little gap from this side so that they can be spaced out but not have it like taller than the rest of them. So I'm placing this part of the exclamation point, and then I'm going to put this one. I think that's a pretty good job. If it, you can tell that it's made out of an I, but it gets the point across. It gets the point across that it's supposed to be an exclamation point. So these are all going off to the side for now, and then I'm going to readjust where it says ugh. And I'll probably just kind of center it in a little bit more, and I'm hoping this doesn't hurt the scrapbook paper. If it does, I do have extra scrapbook paper that I can use. Oh, I just tore it. Okay. Speak and you shall receive. I'm just going to try to peel these up as nicely as possible, and I'll be back in a second because this might need to be done off camera. Okay, so it tore in a couple of places, but only the top layer of it tore, so I can actually use that glue pen to kind of put it back into place. But I'm going to place the letters again first. Maybe this was just an opportunity for me to get to use some of my new craft supplies. So I'm trying to think of like how far over this one started. I have a little bit of a margin, so we'll go with the H right there. And then this one will go here, and I can give them a little bit more space between the letters than I had before. I don't want the spacing to be like too much, like too different from what's going on the other half of the spread, but I can give them a little bit more breathing room that I didn't anticipate having in the first place. So we've got that. That looks pretty clean to me. I'm gonna go grab that glue pen and just fix that real fast. So when I say glue pen, this is what I mean. It's a chisel tip glue pen, and look, they made some paper cone out of it. Exactly what I need. I think it's kind of just like a paint marker, but it's glue inside of it instead of paint. There's only one way to figure that out. I think I have to shake it. Let's see. The glue is blue, but turns clear when dry. That makes sense. Yeah, it's like a paint pen, so you gotta like push down on the tip of it a few times. Maybe not the best to do this on my hand if I'm gonna be dealing with other like pieces of paper in a minute. And I just bought this, so it shouldn't be faulty. And it also says that the glue is blue, so I should know when it's working if it's like turning blue. I can see it kind of starting to creep out into the pen. That's a good sign. This channel has like gradually turned into Caitlin tries and fails at using new kinds of craft supplies. First, it was the crocodile punch, where I couldn't figure out how to put the punches in backwards, and now I'm trying to like maneuver this glue pen. Is it endearing or is it just idiotic? Who knows? Where were these little issues I was talking about? Right here. And we can even use the tweezers to like kind of pull aside. This feels like legit surgery. So I'm gonna do this right under that little tear and place it back. Okay, that should be good. And then I'm gonna try to get the other one if it's like bad enough that I can peel it up, you know? I think that one's fine. I'm just gonna leave that. Okay, so now that that little rip in the scrapbook paper is repaired, we can move on to some other things. I'm having a lot of fun with this. So instead of any of those plaid washies that I showed you at the beginning of the video, I actually have this one that's like gold with little hearts on it. And I was thinking it could be fun to like do on top of the plaid portion of this. I feel like the heart motif goes kind of well with the theme. It's just like very early 2000s, like girly. So I'm layering it onto like the lighter section of the plaid so that the plaid will actually kind of show through it a little bit. It's not clear washi tape. I wish it were like really kind of transparent washi tape with the hearts on it. This is more of like a milky white, but I think it looks good overall. So we're gonna go ahead with that. And then when this is done, I'm gonna start building up some clusters up in the top using the stickers from Alicia Michelle. I had been like thinking of this spread for a while, and I actually had to like go dig the sticker sheet out of like my album because I forgot what it kind of looked like. I knew it was Clueless themed, but I didn't remember what was actually on it. And for some reason in my head, I remembered it as having like Dion and some of the other characters on it, but I think it's just Cher. So that's fine. I was really hoping to get both of them in there, and I feel like the black like buffalo plaid would look a lot better with like Dion's outfit because it's black and red, but this is fine. This is what I got. I'm dealing with it. I even looked online to see if I could find some like printables of her, but I couldn't find anything good. So this is what we're going with. I'm going to take the largest of them, and maybe she could make an appearance down in this plaid section. I don't know if I like that, like, entirely. So I'm going to put her, like, maybe up here in the sidebar. My thoughts with these coloring stickers were to use this design right here. I think there's 2 or 3 sheets of it. And just kind of use these as like layering elements. I couldn't find any line art florals in other books that I really liked. So I was thinking this would look kind of nice underneath, and then I could bring the quotes in as well. These came in one of those Be Happy boxes. I don't remember which one it was. It was the one that had the pressed florals. It was like the 3 new floral sticker books. So pressed florals, beauty in florals, and then sophisticated florals. It also had one of those like make your own sticker books. It was a lot of new products being revealed, but then they were all sold individually after that. And in retrospect, I should have just bought them individually because some of the books I use a lot more than the other ones, but it's fun to have all these extra little like exclusive items like the coloring sticker sheets or whatnot. So this one says Rolling with the Homies. Do the florals work? I think they work fine. And then to do all my functional stuff, I'm going to take some gold like skinny box stickers and then just kind of map out the times for everything and leave writing room so I can write directly on the pages underneath them with like the things that I have to do this week. It's going to be a pretty typical week for like scheduling in the new semester. I just have like my classes. I'll be TAing this week. My job on campus is starting up again if everything goes as planned with like our return to in-person. So I did that one. I'll put a quote or some hearts with this. I can't decide. I don't want to use the UGG as if, especially how close it is to that. I'll go with I'm totally buggin'. And then pair a few of these little hearts with it. Especially because by the time that I get to Wednesday, my mind will be just fried. So this is kind of how I'm going to feel on Wednesday. Maybe I'll have to watch this movie over the course of this week to really just drive home this challenge. I'm actually going to get to go to the movies this weekend on, I think, Saturday. My friend and I are going to go see Scream in the middle of the day when there's hopefully no one else in the theater. I'm very excited about that. Going to the movies has been like one of my favorite activities for a while, but the pandemic has certainly put a damper on things. Next, I'm grabbing the Colorful Boxes book, and I'm flipping to the gold ones. And this is what I'm thinking for, like, all of the little headers throughout the spread. I'm not going to do any checklists in this spread. I'm just going to kind of keep it very functional, and then all the checklists will be in the daily planner this week. So on Monday, I have a class or like a lecture that I need to attend for TAing. And I'm trying to make sure that I have enough space underneath them to do the writing. So we've got that. And then I have one of my own classes to attend. And then I have a work shift. It's also the end of like the term for real bonuses. Like the Instagram version of TikToks is what I'm talking about. It's like the end of the payment period for that. So I wanted to mark that, but I don't think I'm going to have room for it. So we'll leave it at that. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to start up at the top. So I have the section of class that I TA, and this should be our first week back in person, although there is conversation about it being online. So I'll leave a little extra room to just write some details. And then after that, I have one of my own classes that I need to attend. Looking good. Just going to leave that blank for now. Continuing on over to Wednesday, and I have that lecture for the class that I TA. Again, it's 2 days a week, so gotta attend both of those. Especially because, like, this is our first, like, week of in-person classes, so it's gonna be nice to, like, introduce myself to, like, students. And then after that, I have one of my own classes to attend. I feel like I left more room in between these than I did the ones on Monday. So I'm going to space these out a little bit further just to keep some sense of it being equal. I don't want them to be super cramped, is what I'm saying. It feels like the quality of these has gone down because they're starting to peel up on me, even the ones that I just placed. So maybe that glue pen is going to be more useful than I thought it was going to be. So I've got that, and then I have a work shift. So that one will go like right here. Looking good so far. I feel like I could use like another like icon in here if I really wanted to. I'm kind of looking at that. Although maybe there's more spaces on the other half of the spread that could use it, especially because my week is kind of like front heavy this semester. There's a lot going on in these 3 days and not as much on the other ones. And because that's the case, I'm going to get a little bit more decorative over here. I want to set like a floral cluster rather than just like individual flowers. And I'm thinking like up here at the top of Thursday, Friday. So I'm going to start with like the biggest of these florals and just kind of crop one edge off of it so it sits nice and even across that line at the top of the page. I'll do some layering over it in a second, but I just want to get this one situated. This will just go back on the sheet for the time being. And I'm building up like kind of a background for where that last illustration of Cher is going to go. We'll go with this slightly larger one. I was looking at the smaller one, but I feel like this will be fine. I should probably also have her on my tweezers just to confirm that things are going as planned. So I'm thinking like here, I might only need the 2 florals actually. Like maybe 3 is going to be too much. We'll go with 2 florals. Looking good. And then I'll take this larger of the quotes. This one says, "You're a virgin who can't drive. That was way harsh, Ty." And I'm going to put that one up here. So all the commitments are kind of going to fall into the middle row, but I think that's fine. I'll put this one down here to kind of balance things out. And I'll probably pair it with a little bit of a larger floral, even if it's a larger floral that's kind of cropped off the side of the page. I don't really think I have much going on Sunday. I don't think I have anything going on Sunday, actually. Beyond, like, working on Etsy orders. My Etsy shop is supposed to open up again, if not already be open. I just needed to take some time to, like, catch up on packing orders. So, okay. That's looking good. I'll put these ones in, and I'll pair them with the whatever. That makes a lot of sense to me, like the W for like whatever. So that'll go here. This is gonna go above them. The hearts will find a way in just a minute. I'm just trying to figure out the placement of this. That looks pretty good. Okay. So we've got the more decorative elements on the pages. Flipping back to these little headers and just kind of getting some of these stickers out of the way for now. I've got an appointment on Thursday morning, and then I have a work shift. So I need 2 boxes for that. On Friday, I think I only have TAing my section. And then I have like meeting times on Friday, like office hours and whatnot, but I don't think that's going to be this week. And then going to the movies on Saturday, so I'm going to put this one in here as well. And I'm just going to put it up here because I feel like I'm going to want to write a decent amount for that of like details so I can kind of use that whole space. Nothing on Sunday, so I'm going to leave that blank. I'm flip-flopping back to these little heart-shaped stickers so I could work them into some of the clusters. I'm feeling like this one, this cluster up here, could use a few up in this blank space in the corner. So I'll use these 2 for that. And then this other little bit of hearts. I don't know where this one's going to go. I could put it over here with like the whatever. That doesn't look terrible. The UGG as if. I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot to have it in here, especially with like the big letters at the bottom. So I'm going to leave this off to the side and I'll just use it somewhere else or save it. If I order a second sheet of these stickers, I could use it in that spread twice, but it's hard when you have the same quote in like the same spread. I don't want to admit to how long it took me to place these boxes, and now I'm like thinking I don't really like them that much. So I'm going to go ahead and swap them out with like full-sized boxes. so that I can like write in the boxes. I'm going to do this off camera so you don't have to watch me do it twice, but I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so the boxes are swapped out. Getting those tiny little bar things off the pages was a pain because I didn't want to go back in the book. I feel like I'm going to have to use that glue pen next time I ever want to use them. And I'm trying to like brainstorm ideas that I can use them in like right now so that they don't have to like sit partially on the pages. I don't know. I'm going to ignore that for the time being. It needs a little extra something, so I'm going into this mini Jungle Vibes book. And I'm not going to pull in like anything crazy. I just wanted a few of these little gold stars that are kind of floating around to like bring some gold into the clusters of the florals. It'd be even better if they were like little gold hearts, but I couldn't find any of those. So I was thinking like just a few little like foiled accents would help. I don't know if it's going to be like super noticeable, but I'll know they're there. So I'm putting a few heart or stars into the spread. I even like kind of thought about like maybe I could put some pink on the flowers, like draw in some pink. I don't know. I don't want to ruin it now that they're already on the pages. I'm worried that if I like color on them, it's just gonna like look really messy. Okay, so those are in place. And I found another sheet of them with some bigger stars, so obviously we're going to do that next. I do like this diamond motif, but I feel like that's too much for what I have going on so far. But the stars are fine. I'm having a lot of fun like being back in classes, but the burnout from last semester is still very real. I have been like finishing up projects that have kind of like moved over from last semester. And like at the time of filming, I've been working on a draft that has just been like frustrating me to no end because no matter how many edits I do to this draft, it doesn't feel like any of it's getting better. And it also just feels like everything that I have written in this draft like really isn't making any kind of argument. So I'm a little like frustrated with that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to get some YouTube videos filmed for the first few days of the week. Hopefully that'll just kind of clear my mind to like get back into paper writing space again. But yeah, the burnout is real. And if anyone ever tries to convince you that grad school is easy or like fun all the time, it is not. It is a lot of stress. I know I said no checklists on these pages, but these hot pink bullet points match really closely. So I was thinking maybe I could do a few of these and then kind of bring some of those tiny little box headers back in. So like one for the sidebar would be helpful to do like a week at a glance kind of thing. And I'm going to put that up kind of high just because I don't want it to not align with that box right there. This bullet point's just going to go off of my hand for the time being. One of these is going to go to Friday because there is a lot of room on Friday. This one's going to go on Sunday. So like a list up here on Sunday. And then I have one more to play around with. Probably Tuesday. Tuesday could use something. So we'll do that. I'm not going to put like a whole bunch of these bullet points on the page. I could even alternate between this more like cotton candy pink and the hot pink to really bring those two colors together. I'm actually now very glad that I pulled out the Jungle Vibes sticker book because it doesn't really have to do with the theme, but the colors in it work really well. So for the sidebar, I want to do like maybe about like 8 bullet points. That feels like a good number, especially because I'm not going to have a checklist on every day. Last week when I was doing the Whimsy Luxe school supplies, like the back to school spread, there was a checklist on every day, and I felt like kind of like inclined to fill it out every day, but I didn't always have something to fill it out with. So I'm not going to go too crazy with the bullet points. How many do we have? 7. Okay, that looks fine. I'm going to put a few on Tuesday. So our school is gonna be back in person. Like, I have one class that's actually like a Zoom class all semester long, and then I have one where we've kind of decided that maybe it's best that we keep meeting on Zoom for everyone's safety. But we're supposed to be back as like a school, back in like session in person on this Monday the 24th. Whether or not that happens is a different story, and instructors are being allowed to kind of like make some judgment calls about like whether we should do this second week over Zoom or not. But yeah, it's very interesting to see this transition happening. Like, we were kind of in person last semester. Some classes were in person. My like seminars were mostly online. The class I TA'd for was in person, but I don't know how they're gonna pull this together, especially with cases on the rise here. We'll do 3 bullet points on Friday, and then I'll do Sunday with these like remaining 4. So this worked out pretty well, like numbers and spacing wise. And I do like that added touch of pink up into the top part of the spread. I thought it was looking a little plain before. And normally when I say plain, it's not actually that plain, but it needed a little more color is what I'm trying to say. So last bullet point over there. Perfect. This is going to the side. For my final touch, I'm going into my According to Allie album that has my more functional stickers, and I'm just going to try to find some that say like today to go on top of all the little lists. So I've got this sheet right here. And I'm going to label them all. Although the one in the sidebar will probably be to do, just because it's not assigned to a particular day. She fits so many of these little hand-lettered stickers onto her hand-lettered word sticker sheets. It's like you feel like you're getting such a good value with these sticker sheets from her. I do have another order coming in the mail of her January collection, which is a lot of like Valentine's-y stuff. So I'm excited to plan with those. And then the one in the sidebar is going to say to do. Looking good. Okay, I'm feeling pretty happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and pop this back onto the discs and just get a good look at it. Okay, so it's all set up on the discs, and I'm very happy with the way this turned out. I do like the plaid accent at the bottom. I didn't think I was going to like it as much when I first started planning this out, but I think it looks really cute, especially kind of paired with the plaid in her outfit. Like, it's a reference to the movie more so than like something that matches everything, but I really like the way this turned out. I was kind of nervous at the beginning of this, but I'm glad I had these stickers from Alicia Michelle. The link will be down below in the description of this video in case you're interested in purchasing stickers from her. Elizabeth still hasn't told me what movie she's doing, so I'll have to watch her video with you guys watching the video. I'll leave the link down below. And if you want to take part in this challenge, make a movie-themed spread. Doesn't have to be about like a specific movie. It could also be about like the action of going to the movies. So we'd love to see it. We'd love you to tag the hashtag planners at the movies so we can like keep track of everything and like share them to our Instagram stories and whatnot. Doesn't have to be a YouTube video, doesn't need to be like Happy Planner or like Happy Planner stickers. I just want to see you get creative with it. So very interested in that. The description will like have all the info as per usual. But there you have it, my Clueless themed catch-all spread. I'm very happy with the way this one turned out. And it means that I can check off a box on my planner spread bingo chart. And I don't think I've shown that here on my channel yet. When I was talking earlier, I don't even remember if it was in this video or not, I was talking in one of my videos about like starting a plan with me and just getting like really frustrated with it. So I stopped it and scrapped it. But it was for this bingo spread that I did in my social media planner where I mapped out like a bunch of different like themes or like challenges that I want to take on in 2022 like for planner spreads. And one of them is inspired by a show or movie. So now that I have this done, I can check that off. Although I'm not sure how I want to check it off yet. It's Miss Maker themed, so I'll probably just stick one of these Miss Maker stickers on top of it. These are kind of cute. Okay, so we did inspired by a show or movie. You won't be able to read it anymore, but I'll know. So there we go. One thing on the bingo chart checked off. I'll get this out of the way so you can look at my Clueless themed spread one more time. And there you have it. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content, and follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Plans, where I share after the pen photos as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching and happy planning.